you watch your wife on the same show last week?
Yes, I did. The Soup and Salad Cafe was introduced to my family, and I think you're going to get my mother on screen next week, and I think this is the family month.
Do you know Evam Karthik is actually known as Kuti Karthik? I'm sure you don't want to be want that to be said on screen, but it's true.
As long as there's no phallic symbolisms to that, yeah, yes.
No, there is.
I was the littlest Karthik in the theatre circle at that point of time. Yeah.
We met in 1997 at a theatre workshop. And there was another Karthik, TM Karthik, and that's how he came to be called Kuti Karthik. Do you remember that workshop? It's something I'll never forget all my life.
First meeting, yes, yes.
First meeting.
It was meeting Anu for the first time, and we were doing this interesting theatrical exercise where, as co-actors, we were supposed to beat you up. It was quite interesting. It was quite emotionally fulfilling in a strange way.
And I started crying because it was my first experience, you know. It was this actor who'd come from England, and we were doing all kinds of exercises.
The Royal Shakespeare Company, yes.
Yeah, and I remember being very shy and inhibited, and suddenly we had to sing and we had to dance, and then these two guys beat me up, and so that was our first attempt at friendship. And what a long way you've come since then, Karthik. Amazing. You've done something that a lot of people, like me, for example, don't have the courage to do, which is get into theatre full time.
Courage is an interesting word. I wouldn't attribute it to courage. I would attribute it to a selfish greed to spend your life doing something that you love doing. And that is to get spent in telling stories, whether it's as an actor, today a producer, a writer, tomorrow hopefully a director on film as well. So yeah, I think it's spending your life doing something that takes everything out of you.
No, but I use the word courage very, very deliberately because theatre, at least about 8 years ago when we started, wasn't paying at all, and so there's no question of stability and stuff. So I think it takes a lot of guts to do something like that. And it all started with Micah. I know you've told us that story many times, but you should repeat it once again.
Yeah, I think the urge to start this off was sown here when we were working with various theatre groups here. I'd like to mention the Madras Players and Bhagirathi Narayan. And when I went to Micah, I think Malika Sarabhai supported us fabulously, and she gave us the space to perform, and we were actually marketing professionals and running a brand, a young brand in the theatre space. And 2 years we had a great time running a business, putting up plays, gathering an audience, managing a loyal audience, and that kind of gave us the cocky confidence of saying, let's do this for a living. And now that we are armed with graduate and postgraduate degrees, we felt like we could talk our way through the world and get them to do what we wanted them to do. And I think that journey began on that cocky note then. So.
But it couldn't have been easy. I'm sure there might have been many challenges and obstacles to you. So did you at any point feel like giving up and just, you had an MBA anyway, did you feel like getting a corporate job?
I think the joy of waking up on a Monday morning and setting your own agenda, I think that joy is undeniable, and I wouldn't give that up for the world, you know. And somewhere at some level, I think the fact that we're doing something unique in this world gives us the naive feeling that somebody is going to spend $1 billion on us very, very soon. And I don't know, I think we have to maintain that unique nature of our existence, and it's not long before we'll be discovered for something bigger.
And what he says about the $1 million, there's actually a grain of truth in that, but we won't talk about that right away. I wanted to say that I'm sorry I missed your 5-point someone.
You should be sorry, Ranu.
On
that, I'm glad you started on that note.
No, but why did you sort of relaunch it again? I know you did a version a couple of years ago.
Madras Players and Nikhila Keshavan were the first people who created 5-point someone with Chetan Bhagat. And Madras Players has a very, very organic amateur orientation, saying, hey, this play has been created, let's perform a few times. We felt that the play could do a lot on the youth activation front with respect to theatre, and we ran the play in as many cities as we could 2 years back. And I think at this point of time when we wanted to recreate the play, so we rewrote it, reproduced it, redirected it, And as a national production right now, I mean, the Blue Mug, which is a big ticket play, is doing the national rounds, and we are the only other play doing a national round right now. So it's quite exciting to know that a play from a local Chennai group is now going national, and I think that's a small step for man, big step for theatre kind.
Yeah. Have you changed the script completely? Did you rewrite the whole thing?
We have reapproached the script completely, so there is no semblance of the original left, but undeniably it's from the same book. So you know, we're both, I think both Nikhila's version and Evam's version right now are trying to maintain the soul that is Chetan's novel itself. It's Chetan himself thinks that he cannot recreate that soul again. I mean, because he's a different kind of a writer right now. So I think it's a different take on the same soul. So.
You know, how is it that Evam attracts so many young people in droves? Is it because of your magnetism and your sex appeal? It's something Karthik will tell us when we come back after the break, after he stops blushing, that is.
And have another coffee, hopefully.